So the Premier League has ended just a few weeks ago, and already we've seen quite a bit of drama relating to Aston Villa. I'm not sure many people are expecting Aston Villa, of all teams, to support Manchester City in their bid against the Premier League. But that did happen. And you wonder why. Some information has come out since which does kind of show Villa's point of view. I was, definitely surprised when I first saw it. But now, understanding the issues related to FFP, I do get why Villa have taken this stance. Despite qualifying for the Champions League, finishing 4th place, which is something incredible for Aston Villa. We were only in the Championship just a few years ago. Now, being the 4th best team in England, our reward for that is we have to make £60 million over the summer to abide by FFP, which is ridiculous. We have to sell at least one of our best players. Douglas Luiz has very heavily been linked with a move to Juventus. It's 20 million plus 2 players, like Weston McKennie's expected to join Villa, but that is still ongoing. Negotiations have gone on for ages, and I was waiting to cover this story with a result, and so far we've not got one. But the idea that we have to sell someone like that is ridiculous. This is why I think Aston Villa have sided with Man City, because the rules in place aren't exactly fair. While editing, I've just noticed the ridiculous news that is coming out that Alicia Lehman of Villa's Women is also apparently going to join as well. I can't believe this. Football is crazy right now. I think it's the first time a couple has ever been involved in a transfer. That's new to me. Another story that is quite surprising is that Chelsea want John Duran. The surprising part though is the money. Anywhere between 40 and 50 million pounds is absolutely amazing business if Villa can sell him for that amount. I'm sure Chelsea, I don't think they want to pay that. I think this is going to be negotiated. But if Villa can get that kind of money, not only it will help drastically with our FFP issues, but the fact that we can make so much money off a player who's second choice striker, with Archer coming back, he could even be third choice. You never know the situation with him. I think a major issue that Villa have, which not many Villa fans are really talking about, is the amount of deadwood that we have in the squad. That is going to be hard to get rid of. Courtney Howes is still on the books. I'm not even sure many of you guys even know he still plays for Aston Villa. He does. He is still here. He didn't play a single game last season. Players like Robin Olsen, who's nowhere near good enough to play for Aston Villa. Callum Chambers, he had glimpses of quality, I guess, off the bench, but someone who I don't think offers too much to Aston Villa. But we're not going to get almost anything for these kind of players. That's why we have to sell a top player in order to get the money off the books straight away. In more positive news, we announced that we have a 5-year Adidas manufacturing deal, which is amazing. I think getting into the Champions League and having a manufacturer as big as Adidas is huge for the club. We announced we had a new badge. It's 3 badges in 2 years, which it's not very professional, I don't think, but a lot of fans are taking the opinion that with a new manufacturer, we have a better badge to suit it. I'm not entirely sure. I think this badge has been likened to Chelsea. Chelsea are notorious for having, a very long time manufacturing deal with Adidas. They were in the Champions League with that. They won the Champions League. We'll see how it goes. I just question a lot of the decisions this club make off the field sometimes. I think the on-field performances have kind of taken the attention away a little bit. In modern football, we get a lot of transfer news from people like Fabrizio Romano, which has its positives and its negatives. We get to know transfers a lot earlier, but then that removes some of the hype. Like Aston Villa basically already know that we're going to sign Ross Barkley. A lot of the Villa fans, if Romano and other journalists like that didn't exist and we signed Ross Barkley, there'd be a lot more hype around it. If the club announced it, like you go back 10 years, we'd only understand and hear transfers when the clubs announced it. Now, we knew about Mbappe's transfer to Real Madrid months before it actually happened, and it removes all the hype. Other rumours include apparently looking at Onana from Everton. I did see one tweet from an Everton fan who's upset that Villa were trying to buy their players. I think Villa can be a little bit disrespected sometimes because we're not considered big six, but we're a massive club in our own right, and Villa against Everton head-to-head has been incredible. And I think it would be at least a step up for Onana. We are in the Champions League. That is everything relating to Villa as we know so far. I'll let you guys know on all the new details. I'll be doing videos fairly frequently. At least I hope there will be in the coming weeks. And we'll discuss more things there up the Villa.